Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, your girl, the one and only Tiffany E, aka Sex9 TV2, and I am here to give you guys all of the tea when it comes to wrestling and maybe a little bit of odds and ends in between there. So why don't you go ahead, go get your snacks, go get your juice, go get you a good drink, a good glass of wine if you can drink it. If you're underage, don't be drinking, okay? Go on and get you some juice or something and sit back and listen as we kiki and holler about wrestling. Because over here, you get a plethora of things when it comes to my show, okay? You get wrestling commentary.
No benefit of the doubt. Dr. Phil say don't do that. Dr. Phil say when somebody show you who they are, and so did Maya Angelou, believe them. Them two hoes are snakes. They been snakes, and them hoes was like that when you got there, and they like that now, so fuck them both. And they did the right thing by letting them headline WrestleMania. They most definitely deserve to headline WrestleMania. And that is how you close a mania.
What else we get? You'll also get a weekly recap of every single show that WWE has to offer. Monday Night Raw after show, NXT after show, and of course a Friday Night SmackDown after show. You'll also get a recap of all the Big 5 PLEs. I even do the Saudi shows for you. And then, if it's good and worth the time, I may even throw a little AEW in there. But of course, I will do my best to make sure I recap as many PLEs as possible. If I don't have it, then I'll throw it to one of my friends who do know it. We also cover pop culture, and we have really good time over here with lifestyle and just giving advice. So, if you're ready, it's showtime, and that is on the ancestors, baby.
Some things that may have upset y'all. If y'all want to talk about it, we can talk about it.
Yeah, but like the dudes wanted to comfort them.
Yeah.
The girls just like, let's just have shots.
Right. Get them fucked up.
You was having sex with another girl. What are you talking about?
Right.
Am I crazy? This nigga cried for
real? Don't think about it now, my nigga. It's too late.
Your ass was literally fucking. You fucked her, Jared. Is he serious?
He just said he done with Paris.
Girl.
He said he don't want to be with her no more.
Girl, you was out here digging that girl down in that damn video. Had your drawers on your ankles still.
Get them off all the way.
The nerve.
Nigga was like, whole preview pump.
Right.
So these pumps is ready to eat for everybody. High up.
Stop.
High up. I was like, Oprah, get everybody pumped. You get a pump. You get a pump. Everybody gets a pump.
Go to bed. Go to bed, Jared. That's enough. That is it.
Do nothing.
No more Temptation Island for you.
You started it. You know I was gonna cut up because them niggas is stupid.
He was crying.
The name of the show is Temptation Island.
But
don't
Jared,
take your stupid ass on the show. The fuck?
Jared. Okay, so the only thing I can think of is that she must have been messing around on him first. And that's why he went to the other girl.
It's called Temptation Island, my guy.
I know, I'm just saying.
There's better ways to work out the problems in your relationship than going on an island full of attractive motherfuckers that are tempting you to do stupid shit.
I mean, so you don't want to go?
Tiffany.
They ain't gonna pick us no way. They're not gonna pick us if we audition there.
God. Oh.
You messed up in these streets.
Oh shit. Okay.
That hit
Hi.
me. Now, Dry, we going out for shots. Anyway, good night, niggas. It's my bedtime.
I'm being back. Shot. Everybody. Okay.
Every time the show tip, yeah, but every time we see you, you go to bed. Yup.
You gotta go. Okay. God. I'm sorry, y'all. We was watching Temptation Island and that shit was good. So it was messy. And y'all know I love me some mess.
Crying and shit. What the hell? Just dick the whole bitch down on national TV. You got the audacity to start crying after?
That's what threw me. I'm like, you literally just slept with this girl. How can you be crying? Honey bun, what's wrong? I was so confused. I was so confused. Okay. Top commenter of the day goes to Pierre. He was numero uno. He came in right when I went live at 11:15. Okay. Kayla is number 2 and Hiram is number 3. So shout out to all my top commenters of the day. And if you want to be a top commenter of the day and get a shout out from your girl, then all you have to do is be in the live on time early and get one of the first 3 slots. As StreamYard puts it in, I will call it off and name you the top commenter of the day. So wear your crown proudly. You are top commenters, and we love that for you. Does it smell like weed in here? Do you smell it?
I smell it coming from the back.
Yes, it's strong. It's like super strong.
Yep.
Okay, y'all, let me get y'all comments in. I'm sorry if I Right, please. That's premium kush, like right there. That's a lot. Okay. So Kayla's here, Nika is here. Ooh, contact high. Brandy. You eating some graps? You eating some graps? What the fuck is graps? You mean grapes? You mean grapes? Hi, Don. Hi. Ooh, the whole house. Gerard. Gerard, that's strong.
I'm aware.
Hold on.
I wouldn't say the empire.
Hold on, y'all. Hold tight, y'all. I'm sorry. Hold on. Oh, Kevin did have to work today. It seemed like Tosh might have been off work. All right. What are we watching? We were watching Temptation Island. And it was it's messy. I'm gonna finish it after I get done with this because I want to see what these hoes finna do. I want to see because one of them, before I get into the show for wrestling, let me tell y'all, they got 4 girls left on the show and 4 dudes, and they got about 8. What is it? 8 dudes or like 6 of them? No. It's 6 or 8.
It was 4. It was 4.
No, I'm talking about the tempters.
Oh, I think it was 6.
It's 6 of them. So it's about 6 dudes. Yeah, it is 6. It's 6 dudes and 6 girls left on the show. And child, they show what happened on the last show. And one of them dudes was getting them preview pumps, honey. I was like, woo. And now it's because previously little Paris, this little chocolate short little girl, she had went and got her little man nookie from one of the other dudes, and he ain't like that shit, so he went and retaliated and slept with one of these girls with the poopy hair. Child, he said, I'm gonna do the fuck I want to do. Fuck Paris. I said, oh. And then you saw his drawers by his ankles, child. I said, oh, glory. The best, child. Woo. What would bears be without bees? I can't stand you. He said he not smoking. Okay. They will still be bears. I can't. Wrong, Similac. Kitty, what? She said wrong, Similac. She calling you Similac, babe. She calling you high cram. She said they would be ears. Jared, you hear what I said?
Yeah, I heard you. Technically, they will be ears. You take the B off of bears, it's ears.
I'm tired of her and her dad jokes. I'm sick of it. Because she had me messed up in my in the DMs with her earlier. She gonna ask me, did you hear about the creator of Lifesavers? And I thought she was being serious, like something was really wrong. And then I said, no, what happened? What you talking about? And she said, I heard that guy made a mint. And she started laughing. That pissed me off so bad. I said, bitch, I thought something was really wrong. You know what? I ain't fooling with none of y'all no more. I'm tired. She made me so goddamn bad. I said, that's a good one. I can't with her. Anyway, so we're going to get into the show, y'all. I promise. What you do, Doc? Okay. Hopefully this damn internet won't go out while we're in the middle of it. So let's get into the show. Last week she was stuck. That Reese Witherspoon one sent me. Oh yeah. Kenny she didn't catch that one at all, honey. All right, so the show opened up with the Judgment Day. Okay. So they came out there and cut a promo. I did not hear what they said because I muted the TV when they came out there. I have no desire to listen to them tout themselves as running Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. And now because Dominic is champ, they gave him a whole interest. They gave us a video package with Dom and winning the NXT championship. And at least they included their input of helping them, which I can respect that. And then they moved into introducing him, which they let Rhea do. Hold on here on my back itching. They let Rhea introduce him. And then my head is spinning. Hold on. They let Rhea introduce him, and then they did another video package once he came out there. And it was just like, why? Why do we need 2 video packages? we all know what has been happening for the last 6 months. Like we can see it. We're aware of it, honey. We don't need a recap. You do. We know what's been going on. The only match that you've lost officially as a singles match on your own was the match against your father. And then even after that, you had a winning streak that even fucking Triple H could say was impressive, okay? Because you had not lost a match since, I would say, give you a couple weeks after, like a week or two after Backlash. You started this winning streak, and then the only time you lost was Money in the Bank. And even after that, you continued to win. And it was just like, there's no point, there's no mystery to any of this anymore. There's no fun to it, because if you pay attention, you already know what's going to happen. You already know the game. So there's no point in me watching it if I'm already going to know what's going to happen. Match quality be damned. Like, it's like that does not determine like if this outcome of this match is going to be worth watching, because y'all already set it up. You already have us telling you how it's going to go. And if you pay attention, Triple H is very much an open book. The only thing he can do is swerve us on the winner on some of the matches, which he has done. But for the most part, he sticks to that playbook like it is the ends of the earth. He does not deviate, and especially on weekly episodic shows, he is down to the letter of how this is going to go down. He rarely shifts. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, you do whatever you want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. I am not going to be paying attention to that 24/7 all day, every day. I'm just not, because at the end of the day, it's an investment that does not have a return on payment. And I'm not for that. I don't mind a heel being champion. I don't mind Finn being champion, if we're being honest. I truly don't. What I want is balance. What I want to see is something worthwhile. I want to see, like when Bronson Reed was winning, Bronson was winning because he was winning. It wasn't like he was cheating in the beginning. Bronson was winning because he was dominating. What can I say about Tittles other than he dominated in his matches? I can't say that he cheated. I have to give him the props for that. When Austin Theory was winning without cheating, he got the props, and it was a rarity that he did that. He has a very specific playbook that is laid out for these superstars, and all they're going to do is replace the bloodline with the Judgment Day, and the Judgment Day are going to run out for another year or two as champions, dominating or whatever the case may be, and we're going to be in the same neck of the woods with the same hamsters on the same wheel every day, all day. It is not going to change. Now, do I think that we're going to have bad matchups? Do I think they're going to be bad feuds? No, I don't think that at all. But the problem I have with this entire scenario is that whether the person in the feud or the match of the feud changes, it doesn't matter, because the outcome is always going to be the same. So to me, that gives me no incentive to actually watch and pay attention and put any time and investment in any of those feuds. Take Rhea Ripley, for example. Rhea had a match that was announced tonight for her to go up against Liv Morgan. And just like every other opponent she's gone up against, she attacked her before the match and beat her down and was basically berating her to stay out of Judgment Day's business. This has been successful for Rhea because she's rarely had to wrestle anybody, because she makes sure that they're not prepared or ready to go by the time it's time for them to wrestle. So by my knowledge and the way that my brain works, this was their way to push Raquel to come back, and her and Raquel are going to either feud at SummerSlam, or she's going to feud with her at Payback. Either way, the match, something's going to happen with Raquel and Rhea Ripley. Either way. Okay. Now, if they decide to pull them from TV in its entirety and Rhea doesn't wrestle at SummerSlam, then something is not right here. Something is not right here, because Rhea has no prospects right now. If we're going by the storyline and we're not looking past it, we're just looking at the storyline, Rhea Ripley has no fucking prospects right now. When by this time last year, Bianca was facing off against Becky for the third time for that championship. Matter of fact, I think it was like the fourth time for that championship. Then she had to deal with Bayley. It was immediate. She didn't even have a chance to fucking breathe before Bayley and Damage Control popped up and started wreaking havoc on the women's division on Raw for damn near 4 to 5 months. Okay? So I'm just saying, I understand that Judgment Day is your dominant faction, and she is the only female in that faction, right? But at the same time, she has to have somebody to contend against. You can't keep her on the sidelines as just a dominant force for them to maintain themselves as Judgment Day. That does not work for that women's division's title. Because even with Roman and the Usos being champion, the Usos wrestled. They defended those titles almost every pay-per-view they had. They were on the docket. Now, Roman may not have defended that championship at every pay-per-view, but goddammit, the Usos did. Now, I'm not saying that Rhea's championship is equivalent to the Usos championship. What I'm saying is you have one workhorse and you have a potential workhorse and you're not utilizing her as a workhorse. And that's a problem for me, especially when you have a locker room full of women who are capable and can give Rhea Ripley the run for her money that she deserves. Now, I get it. Shayna Baszler's tied up with Ronda Rousey. Cool. Live your best life. But you have plenty of opportunity. Piper is back there if she's ready to go. You have Candice back there. Okay, you could revisit Nikki Cross and Raquel and Rhea if that's what you want to do. You have Raquel. You had Liv until you took her out. You have potential in that locker room to make this work. And if people don't look like they're big enough or good enough to go up against Ripley, that's what the building is for. I shouldn't have to tell somebody like Triple H like anything like this. He should know this. And I understand that we have to wait and watch and learn the process, and everything is a process. I get that. I'm not shitting on that. Quite frankly, I am enjoying hating on the Judgment Day in the storyline. Okay, that's not the problem. The problem I have is your storyline is central focused, hyper focused around the men in the story. And Rhea Ripley is left to clean and pick up the bones of their problems. She is not a focus in terms of her title being a focus. You are basing her and you're turning her into this entity that can't be beaten because she takes out her opponents before they can even get started. While on paper, that looks cool and she looks dominant. In reality, when you're watching it on television, she's a paper champion. Now, I'm just causing it like I see it. Okay? And you hoes can get mad at me in the comments all you want to, but that's just the facts. Write it out on paper. Now, a lot of y'all was pissed about Bianca being champion and staying champion as long as she did. But I guarantee you this, you can never say that that woman didn't defend her championship at every major pay-per-view and every pay-per-view in between. She was there. There was only a few exceptions. Only a few. Raw or SmackDown. Whether the opponent changed or not, she was there. That is not the same for Rhea Ripley. So I'm confused. Let me go to the comments. Because there's a lot of them. It was a lot, honey. Let me pull up these comments. That's what the gays say after poppers. I can't. Hey, Tirza. Kenny, you got the same name as my baby cousin. Hers is just that her name is spelled differently. Oh, cute. The Judgment Day is irking me, child. They're getting underneath everybody's skin. And the Vicarators make my ass itch. That's because wolf pussy don't wash, honey. That's because she a little, she a little twarts, as my mama would say. She twarts. I don't want Finn as champion if Judgment Day is involved. Well, Tirza, I'm gonna be honest. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you the truth. More than likely, I venture out to say at an 85% chance that Finn Balor becomes champion at SummerSlam. If he doesn't, more than likely he will become champion at Payback. I'm giving you the game now because I just believe that is going to happen. Okay, I just can't see it I can't see Seth logically going past Payback as champion. I don't know why, but I just can't see it. Is it possible? Yes, it very much is. But do I see it happen? No, I don't see him being champion past Payback. Tittles, child. Bronson Reed got tittles. And you know what I can't stand about him and his singlet? It's not the singlet, because the singlet is fine. It's just it's got this deep scoop on it. And then when he walking, he know his titties don't fit in that damn singlet. He know it don't fit. So why you buy the singlet with the scoop down in there like that? Tell them to bring that scoop up. Okay, he got all his tittles out. Every bit of them titties is hanging out, honey. Okay? I don't want to see that. And then he got hair and fucking tattoos confusing me. It looked like scribbles and it's actually hair on his chesticles. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck is going on? And every goddamn week, that nigga's titties pop out. He have a nip slip every week. They need to blur his titties out. Because I am offended. I'm offended by his tittles. Oh. Because Finn needing help lessens his win. If he does, but I don't think he's going to. I do, babe. I genuinely do. Rhea is getting annoying because she's not doing shit. I'm telling you. My mama thought Rhea was a man, and I was like, that's a woman. Yeah, that's been happening a lot lately, but I don't even want to go down that road because that conversation is not necessary. I love Rhea and Finn. Priest is cool and Dominic's annoying as fuck, but this is old and repetitive. Okay. Bailey may have not made sense, but she's done more than JD. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Bianca had opponents out the ass every fucking pay-per-view. She had somebody coming after her neck. It did not matter who it was. She always had somebody on her ass. Bianca could not breathe as champion. She was fighting everybody. She definitely was. The Bloodline is a more entertaining team to watch. The Judgment Day is boring. Now, I won't call them boring. I don't think that they're boring, but I do think that they are overtly dominant. The Bloodline's dominance in their respective field was only in one place. The Judgment Day is dominant in multiple areas. You did not see Judgment Day popping up on NXT collecting titles, because if they had did what Judgment Day is doing, Solo would have remained North American champion, but they took his title from him and said because the match wasn't sanctioned, he didn't deserve to have the title. So my thing was, so Dominic gets to walk over to NXT, demand a open challenge match with Wes Lee. Wes Lee accepts, he wins. You don't take his championship from him. You let him keep it. And he is a Raw member on the Raw brand. You know this. And we're talking strictly kayfabe now, because I understand why they did it outside of kayfabe. We're talking about how y'all did Solo compared to how you did Dominic. If we're being fair, Solo very well could have been North American champion and should have been North American champion. And then you could have had Wes Lee beat him and become the North American champion and run roughshod over NXT. But you didn't do that. And that's the problem that I had. Because I was just like, okay, I get it. And I think Don brought it up in the group chat. And I was thinking about it the other day. I was thinking about it after he brought it up. And I was like, you know what? Don is fucking right. Because they did take Zolo's championship from him. Technically, that match with Wesley wasn't sanctioned either. That match wasn't legal. He just came out there and requested the match. And you made it official. But you... I don't know. No, I don't... My brain, y'all. Is Liv injured or something? Kayfabe. Kayfabe wise, yes. In real life, no, I don't think so. Mainly because this is a part of the story between Rhea and Raquel. So that's going to ramp up their feud with them. But I don't think that she's legitimately injured. I think that Liv is kayfabe injured. Rhea has only had one real defense, and that was like 2 weeks ago on Raw. Last week, when Titus said they stink, I fell out, child. Tart ate the word. That lady feet is always dirty. Wolf Pussy's ass, her damn feet was always dirty. Her feet was always dirty. I said, girl, why your feet ain't never clean? Wolf Pussy, go wash your ass. She said, I fell out. I'm dead, not you offended, but I'm offended. I'm tired of seeing his titties. They need to put a censorship bar across his nipples because I'm tired of it. I'm sick of seeing his titties every week. Titties, titties, titties. Get them titties up out of here. She said, tittle sound like a candy bar. She said, shit, I don't want to eat that. Ooh. Right. You weren't seeing the bloodline on NXT exactly. Judgment Day, this shit is different areas. This shit is in different areas. Dominic should have walked over to NXT and stayed there. Now that's a bar. That's facts. That's facts. Then what's the deal with Ali? I imagine because this coming Tuesday, tomorrow, Dominic and Rhea are going to open up NXT, and that's how they will address Ali and possibly Wesley. Because if they were smart, they would have Wesley, Ali, and Dominic in that match rather than just making it between Ali and Dominic. You need to have a full-on chaotic match at NXT's Great American Bash, and quite honestly, the NXT fans want to see Wesley get an opportunity to get his championship back and give Ali the opportunity that he rightfully earned. But the champion is the one who has to defend it. So I would imagine they would set this up as a triple threat. Wes is probably going to come out there to confront him. Ali's probably going to come out there to, confront him and tell Wes that he told him so. And then it's probably going to turn into a whole situation, and they're going to turn it into a triple threat, which I imagine that's what the deal was from the beginning. I would have loved to see in the bloodline on NXT. Wasn't Ali supposed to have a shot at that title? I believe he still does. That's what I'm saying. I think they're going to go ahead and address that tomorrow when Dom and Rhea opens up NXT tomorrow. Yeah, the show is next weekend, I think, or this weekend. It is Sunday. The Great American Bash is Sunday. Today is the 24th. Great American Bash is on Sunday, the 30th. And white people have a distinct stench and odor, so I can only imagine how the fuck they smell. I don't know about that. Excuse me? Hold on, y'all. Twitter really changed this logo to an X. I'm fucking dead. Elon Musk is tripping. This is weird. Wow. That's crazy though. So you keep saying it's Valkyria. It's Valkyria challenge Rhea at for NXT tomorrow. Is her my just thinking about it. Yeah, I don't want to imagine that. My little brother finna be 16 tomorrow, and then my older brother finna be 15 in August. Well, happy birthday to them. Sir, Dominic is probably going to get confronted by the two goons, by a former champion and a future champion in Scary Burger Lady. Yeah, that's her. It's Valkyria who challenged because I looked at it, I was like, why does that like why does what? Anyways, so they're in Tampa, Florida, so they're not far from the NXT the PC. So that was easy for Valkyria to pop up over there on Monday Night Raw, and it was simple for Dom to be able to continue to wrestle in NXT. But he also still has the obligations to do live house shows and all that other bullshit. So Dominic gonna be putting in a lot of work. I hope he don't burn out, or on no Adderall and shit. Anyway, let's hop around and look at some other stuff. So Logan Paul and Ricochet was having a little tit for tat session today. And Logan Paul pretty much, blindsided Ricochet while he was talking about him. And he was just like, he was like, took his little phone, decided to record the video and say, hey, I accept your challenge. I'll see you at SummerSlam or blah, blah, blah. Ricochet's ass popped up like a goddamn Pop-Tart out the toaster and took out Logan Paul swiftly. Okay. And then he took his ass out again. What he did, what is it called? The standing shooting star press? One of y'all could correct me. Anyway, Logan did not have a response for that. He could barely breathe. He's sitting up in there crying and shit. He went in the back and Byron asked him how he felt. And of course, he went to what he know, which is nothing. He basically said that Ricochet was being unprofessional. I'm a victim. I feel threatened, but I'm not going to take that lying down. I'm going to meet him in the ring next week. I think they're going to be in Houston next week, which is in Texas because NXT is going to be in Texas. They're going to be coming from Texas from that pay-per-view on Sunday. So WWE itself is the main roster is going to be stopping off in Houston, I assume, for Monday Night Raw. And this is going to be the week leading into SummerSlam. SummerSlam is on the 5th. Great American Bash is this Sunday on the 29th. So that's what happened with them. It really wasn't much to talk about. Like I said, Ricochet got blindsided. Ricochet responded. And then Logan Paul ran off crying the bald-headed ass Byron. Anyways, we also got a promo cut from Cody, okay? And Cody came out there and he was talking, and he basically was telling everybody that he understand. He ran down Brock Lesnar's accolades once again, and was just like, Brock Lesnar never played a day of football, was able to be in the NFL, never fought in the UFC ring before, trained, and was able to get the belt in a few months. You know, he has a natural instinct of attack, conquer, repeat, attack, conquer, and repeat. And Cody is just like, I am not going to be another conquest on his list of accolades. He's going to be on mine. So Cody cut his promo. The crowd loves Cody. Cody is extremely over, and he's such a pageant queen, child. He is such a pageant queen, but we love that for you. We do. We love that for you because he is such a queen. He got to be out there relishing in all of that glory. I like Logan versus Ricochet more than I thought I would. To be honest, I don't think Ricochet gonna win against Logan Paul. But you know what? That's his business. No, I ain't mad at him. Anywhoosies, Tittles had a match with Tommaso. And before the match, Tommaso went to Shinsuke and was like, hey, listen, I came in the ring and interrupted your match, and you lost because of me. And then you kicked me in the face. He said, I'll eat that because that was my fault. I shouldn't have interfered in your match, but we're even now. And he said, I suspect that you will not come down and interfere in my match, because if you do, then we're going to have a problem. All right. So he said, cool. And he was like, as long as we're good, you go about your business, I'll go about mine. We're even. He left. The match between Tittles and Tommaso started, and Shinsuke, you couldn't resist coming down there. Because I mean, every time Shinsuke got a match, if it ain't Ricochet, it's motherfucking Bronson. If it ain't motherfucking Bronson, it's Tommaso. It's one of the three that's always in his business. Okay, and he tired of that shit. Ricochet is tired. Shinsuke is tired, and I don't blame him, okay? So Shinsuke came down there, was walking slow and shit, didn't coming there bothering nobody. But when Tommaso saw him with them pretty little blue eyes he got out the ring and was like, the fuck is you doing, bro? And he was like, you better pay attention before you lose this match. And he definitely did. Tittles was into the fights, honey. They was fighting, but it didn't work out in Ciampa's favor. Ciampa ended up getting beat down by Tittles, and that was it. The end game was over and done with, honey. And I guess that was his all is lost moment. So I guess now the feud is between Tommaso and Shinsuke Nakamura, because Shinsuke done cost him a match and Tommaso done cost him a match. So I guess next week the boys will be fighting each other. You know, I don't know. Who knows, child? Now the second match of the night really was Becky and Zoe. Now Becky came out there on a mission because that woman was determined to not have Trish Stratus death becomes her ass on her chesticles, okay? And she was determined to not be getting on her knees for nobody, okay? Trish and Zoe was going at it. Well, Trish and Zoe were trying to take out Becky, and they did everything in their power. Trish hit Becky in the face with her mask. She threw her mask in the ring while Zoe was trying to win. Ultimately, none of those tactics worked, and Zoe ended up losing to Becky, and Becky earned the right to face Trish Stratus at SummerSlam once again. The last time Trish and Becky came face to face, it was at Night of Champions in Saudi. So now here we are a few months later, and we are at SummerSlam time, and Trish is headlining SummerSlam with Becky again, and we'll see how this is gonna play out. I'm hoping that Lita bring her decrepit ass back, because she ain't showed her face since she got attacked by her friend. And I'm hoping she come back. But if she come back and attack Becky, I'm going to be mad at Triple H, because he always doubling down on some shit. Just give us one good one. Okay? Just give us one. Damn. Anyways, y'all. Walter and Drew McIntyre came face to face. Walter came out there with Imperium and stood his ground. And basically, Drew came out there and Drew was like, listen, I heard you talking cash shit last week when I wasn't here. I'm here now, so and I'm dressed and you dressed, so why don't you just wrestle me for that Intercontinental Championship tonight? And Gunther said, nigga, no. No, the champion does not do that. Okay, the champion wrestles when he feels like it, and bitch, I don't feel like it. Okay, what you're not gonna do is tell me what I should and shouldn't do with my title. Okay, that's what you're not gonna do, Drew. Okay, you don't have no authority over me. You don't. So Drew was pacing, he was all in his feelings. He was chomping at the bit, damn near foaming at the mouth, ready to fight this man. Okay, and that's when Dumbo 2.0 came over there and was talking shit. And he was like, you're not going to talk to the ring, ja-da-da, like that. And then Drew was like, bitch, wait a minute. He's like, you always the one doing the talking. You be doing all the legwork. Maybe you should be the leader of Imperium. And of course, Ludwig was like, no, okay? You're not going to disrespect Imperium like that. You're not going to disrespect me in front of my ring general. Okay, that's what you're not going to do. He was like, well, since you the one talking all the cash shit, then how about me and you just fight? So Ludwig was like, bet, bitch, and got in his face. He was like, bet, bitch, let's go. So they brought a little ref out there and they started fighting. Gianni got involved a couple times, Gunther tried to get involved a couple times. And it got to the point where Drew won the match. Match was over. But Ludwig's chest looked like mincemeat once the match was over, child. He was slapping the fuck out of Ludwig's chesticles, okay? Child, when they got ready to end the match and Gunther came in there and they started attacking him, now bum ass, busted ass Matt Riddle came down there trying to save it, but he ended up getting slammed by Gunther for his troubles. Now Gunther and them had laid out Drew, but Drew was able to recover a little bit, but Gunther came out there and big booted that man in the face and was preparing this table to be blessed by Drew McIntyre's bike. And honey, Drew was able to counter this motherfucker's attempted powerbomb and powerbomb the shit out of Gunther. Gunter's ass rolled over the damn table when he hit it. Okay? I said, Lord, to God be the glory. Told your ass up. Gunther did not get up. He was holding that Nike the whole time, child. Woo, glory. It was terrible, but that's what had happened, child. Now, what we got in between there was a couple of matches. Damian went up against Apollo Crews. He beat him. In that segment between Judgment Day and Kevin Owens and Sammy challenged Dominic for the North American Championship, which he would have won if Rhea and Damian hadn't beat up Kevin Owens in the back, which caused a distraction and allowed Damian to get a roll-up pin on Sammy in the match. Sammy then got out of the ring to chase off Judgment Day because Kevin was injured. Kevin went in the back, and it looks like he may have suffered a kayfabe injury. This led to a lot that happened in the show later on, which I'll get to in a second. They took time to finish reiterating to us about the Bloodlines Tribal Rules match, okay? So, essentially, what that is a no-holds-barred match with the tribal, with the tribal touch on it. So, I don't know how they're going to set this up and what it's going to look like. But I'm hoping it's very much reflective of their heritage and just looks really cool in general. So I'm hoping against hope that it's going to look really, really cool because I think it is. So let me just get some of this stuff copied so I can get it in here and show y'all what I mean. Oh, they got all of the little graphics up today. We love it. I'm not authorized. Hold on. Okay, that's not connected. Hold tight, y'all. These graphics look cool as shit. I ain't even going front. I'm like, damn, this look fire. All righty then. So, like I said, the match is set for SummerSlam for the boys. And the big kahunas, obviously, is the tribal chief versus the right hand man, Jey Uso. Okay. He is going up against Roman, which is the tribal chief, for not only his title, but for the title of tribal chief, which is the reason why tribal combat rules come into play here, because Jey Uso is not just trying to take the championship, he's trying to take his title of chief from him. And we all know why. Okay. So SummerSlam is August 5th. It's going to be in the Dirty D in Detroit. And again, you've got Roman going up against Jey Uso. You have Drew McIntyre facing off against Gunter. And this is for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, like I said, you have to remember, Gunther is only a couple of days shy of beating the Honky Tonk Man's championship. Once he gets past SummerSlam, by payback, I believe Drew McIntyre will probably take the championship off of Gunther then, and then he probably will end up dropping it to somebody else later on. But that's how that's going to happen. I'm kind of sad that it isn't Sheamus because I really wanted it to be Sheamus, but I understand, and I'm not mad about it. I'm just sad. Cody Rhodes is going to finally end this book, this chapter of his historic return to WWE. This chapter of Brock Lesnar is finally going to come to a close with the final battle between the two men at SummerSlam. I only wish they put a stipulation on this match and make it a last man standing match so that it can be definitive. Because to me, just a match doesn't really do it for us, now does it? But we'll have to wait and see. Okay, we're gonna wait and see. Moving on. The boys are going to be fighting two of the high flyers of the WWE at this point, are going to be battling it out. You have the fan favorite Ricochet, and of course, the new hire Logan Paul battling out to see who's the better of the two. Ricochet's standpoint is that Logan Paul doesn't belong here. And Logan Paul's standpoint is that I'm a WWE superstar, deal with it. So now we're going to have these two battling out their differences, and we'll see who's going to will out on top. I hate to say this, but I think that Logan Paul is more than likely going to beat Ricochet. I don't want that to happen, but I feel like that is what's going to happen. I don't know no other way to say it. And finally, we have probably one of the most important matches of the night. This match changes the trajectory of WWE for the forthcoming year. Okay, it determines who is going to be champion leading into Royal Rumble and possibly Summer and possibly WrestleMania. Finn Balor is going up against Seth freaking Rollins for the second time. Now, Finn Balor has every right to feel how he feels about Seth freaking Rollins. And in the past, we all know that Seth was a big asshole. He's still an asshole, but in a good way. Okay? Now, Seth freaking Rollins has changed. Things have changed in his lifetime. In 7 years, this man has been champion. He has gotten married. He has a child. He has a whole new thing going. He's moved on, and Finn is still wallowing in that self-pity, but he blames a lot of that on Seth freaking Rollins, to which I can't necessarily be mad at him about. With all that being said, this strong hatred towards Seth is just boiling over into immense obsession. It's a menace obsession at this. It's compulsive, it's continuous, and he never is going to stop. And he always has a contingency plan. For Seth freaking Rollins, it's about time that you bring back that architect, because if you don't, Finn Balor is going to manipulate his way into being champion, and you are going to be on the outside looking in. You're playing basketball, he's playing chess. You got to play the right game. That being said, the last match that is scheduled as of right now, that is booked and ready to go, are with the women ladies. You see, this triple threat is born out of pure necessity to be champion. Okay? Bianca Belair feels wronged. All right? She feels like she was slighted, she was disrespected, and it was stolen from her. It was not taken from her properly. And Charlotte just like, well, I don't give a damn who's the champion, bitch. I want it. I'm coming to get it. And while Asuka is doing everything in her power to put Bianca and Charlotte against each other and weasel her way out as champion, 3 women have 3 claims to the throne. Only one person can be champion. And right now, that could be any one of them. They're all great in their own respective right. And any one of these women can be champion. Whether Asuka continues her reign, Bianca adds another notch to hers, or Charlotte adds another notch to hers. We won't know until SummerSlam. And that, my friends, is the announcements for SummerSlam. I'm going to get to the end of Smack and Raw in a second. But that is where we are. This is where we are in terms of the matches set for SummerSlam. Now, there are a couple matches that probably will be announced within the next week or so. Bianca has her match set, so Shayna and Ronda will probably be announced Monday. They will probably announce them being in the fight pit because Shayna challenged Ronda today to a fight, and Ronda accepted, but they didn't say what it was going to be. And I am hoping and praying that it is the fight pit. Okay. I am hoping that it is, and they do that match justice, because God knows the fight pit was such an iconic match on NXT, and they have to do it justice. They're 2 UFC fighters. They have to do it justice. Okay. And then you have another match that's going to be set for SummerSlam, which is Austin Theory's match for the United States Championship. But that hasn't been decided. It's going to be decided Friday when Santos takes on Rey Mysterio for the right to face Austin Theory at SummerSlam. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Also, the tag team champions haven't defended their titles at SummerSlam at all. So that's very interesting. And they don't have a title book. They don't have anything going for them right now. And they're the undisputed champions. So something about that isn't right. Also, you have you have Chelsea and Sonya, who haven't defended their titles. But to be fair, they just won those titles last week. So it's interesting, but we'll have to wait and see how that's going to play out. So everybody seems to be booked, with the exception of Rhea, the tag team titles for both the men and the women, and that's it. Okay? So let's move into the last match, or the last thing for the show for Monday Night Raw. Okie dokie. He said, nah, LP needs a win. I mean, yeah, it's happening. In the words of Tiff, his name is Gunter, but it used to be Walter. That wasn't me. Actually, I got that from Austin Creed, because he said it on the Up Up Down Down show. And I got it from him. I don't understand. And I am not mad. And I am mad about it. Oh. He ain't had a win in a year. So yeah. Or don't. Don't forget about Io. Or Io. Oh, I forgot about Io. Why I call her Io? Child. I forgot all about Io. You know what, Don? She could be lurking in the shadows. You right. You is right. So let's get back down to this contract signing. with everything that was going on Monday Night Raw, Adam was not out there to officiate the contract signing between Finn and Seth freaking Rollins, who had on a very pretty suit today. It was seafoam green, but it had this, I don't know what type of a texture it was. I don't know what the texture of the suit. I don't know what the texture of the suit was, but that color was so faint in the wrong lighting. And even on TV, at first it looked white, but it was actually green. It was such a pretty color. I was like, no, you didn't put him in my favorite color, Troy. How dare you? How dare you? Anyway. I'm expecting her to pop up, but not really cash in. I'm expecting some chaos with that too. I'm expecting a little chaos. I'm expecting some chaos from Damian as well. But I'm going to get to him in a second. So, Seth and Finn were signing the contract. And Finn came out there and was trying to cut a promo, and the audience was, singing Seth's song, but he still cut it. And basically what he said was, the Judgment Day run Monday Night Raw. We're running everything. We got our hands in everything on every single show. We're taking over and you're mad. But don't worry, because I'm going to alleviate of your duties. I'm going to alleviate you of your duties of champion, and I'm going to make you my bitch. Seth was sitting there, and Seth was just like, I know you mad about the past, but you can keep living in it all you want to. He said the reality is you realizing then, I sinking in, that you are not going to be able to beat me. You can pull out all the stops all you want to. But he said, even if I lose, you lose, because your boy is going to cash in on you. And you know why? Because you would do the exact same thing. So he says, you want to have a fight at SummerSlam? That's fine. Let's fight it out at SummerSlam. But the results are not going to change. I am going to walk out as the World Heavyweight Champion, and you are still going to be a loser. And Finn was like, Seth, you really don't get it. You really don't get it. I have been losing for 7 years. And he says, you know what losing does to you? It changes you. It makes you hyper-focus on what really matters and what you really want. Right now, I want you to suffer the way that I've suffered. And I'm going to make sure that happens. Come hell or high water, I will be champion. And you are going to be sitting there watching me hold your title above my head. And I am going to walk out of SummerSlam with the rest of my Judgment Day crew as champion. But don't fret, He's like, when you're losing for 7 years, you plan for those problems. You plan for the issues that may arise. So your little reverse psychology trick isn't going to work, because I've got a contingency plan to help me along with that. So they beat the hell out of him. Sammy tried to come out there and even the odds with the chair, but ultimately he wasn't able to do any of that. Because nobody wants to hit Rhea. Everybody just wants her to let her hit them. Everybody just keep letting Rhea whoop their ass every time they come out there. So they attacked Sammy, beat him down, and then the doctors and them came out there to get Sammy, and they left Seth out there. Seth took his jacket off and got up and was fighting, but there was no way he was going to be able to withstand 4 people beating him down. Every one of them hit their signature move on him, from the choke slam from Damian to the frog splash from Dominic to the coup de grace from Finn Balor. Everybody took him out. And Finn was standing tall, and so was the rest of Judgment Day. And that's how the show went off. That's how the show went off. But she can cash in and pin any competitor. She definitely can. Well, where the fuck is Randy? Right? Randy don't never show up when you need him. We need you to be on time, Randall. Okay? And I'm just saying, like, I really, really wish that my idea would be used. I want everybody who's had an issue with Roman to get their lick in. Kevin, Sammy, Seth, Randy, Riddle, Ray, everybody who's still there that had to go up and deal with the bloodline and deal with Roman and his tyranny. Everybody get a lick in. Everybody got to get a lick in. That shit would knock so much. Like, are you kidding me? Brock too? Brock too? Latest big head for I. Right. Listen, this is wrestling, okay? We know the difference between abuse and wrestling. We know the difference between choreography and wrestling. Y'all let Becky take that end of days, or was it the deep six? It was end of days, right? Edge 2, Brandy with me. Edge 2, Edge 2. Y'all let Becky take the end of days from Baron Corbin. We all saw it. That was a good pay-per-view. That Money in the Bank, that was a good Money in the Bank. That was real good. Wasn't that Money in the Bank, y'all? Because was it Money in the Bank, or was it like Extreme Rules or some shit like that? Let me think. That mixed tag match. It was a mixed tag between Aaron and Lacey versus Becky and Seth. That was Extreme Rules. Okay. I had it confused. It was Extreme Rules. But that was a good Extreme Rules that year. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. That was a pretty good show that year. That was a very good match, though. And they had a good feud leading up to it. That's why I say Lacey Evans can kind of dabble and dip in between this character she got now. She worked better as the Southern Belle. I don't know why they making her stop that. That Southern Belle was a primo character. It worked for her. Anyways, I hope they do that my way. But I am hoping that Rhonda and Shayna are in a fight pit. They keep alluding to it, but I need for them to say that it's in a fight pit. I need for them to say that, because it's just, oh. Anyways, so that is that, ladies and gentlemen. That is Monday Night Raw. If I had to give Monday Night Raw a rating, I would say Monday Night Raw was fairly solid. It didn't really hit on in terms of matches or anything, but I will tell you exactly what I liked was we got to see Maxine. Maxine came out and basically was like, I am not going to, take this shit lying down. If you want to come at the queen, fine, we'll have a match next week. So the match between Valhalla and Maxine has been scheduled to go. Just in case you didn't get to see it, this was the closing scene of Monday Night Raw. All 4 members of Judgment Day were surrounding Seth, and Seth got attacked and beat down. Now, see, y'all see this green outfit he had on? It's green, baby. It's cute. It's real, real, real cute, honey. But that's the closing show. Now, Lyra Valkyria, she accepted, she challenged Rhea Ripley to a match on NXT, and I'm sure all the teeth in the world, fucking JC is not going to let her get away with beating Rhea Ripley on national television. That's not happening. So it is what it is, Let's move into NXT. Like I said, tomorrow, Rhea and Dom are going to be opening up the show. Of course, to continue the celebration of them winning their champion, with him winning the championship. And then Gable getting a whole spot about what he plans on doing. He has a lot of options. The Olympics are coming up. The National Wrestling Championship is coming up. He has a lot of things that he could possibly dibble and dabble in. But, we'll wait and see what he going to do. Now they supposed to be setting it up so that Gallus gets the challenge. Basically Tony D and Stacks get to challenge Gallus for those titles at NXT's Great American Bash. But I don't think they have announced it just yet. No, they have not. And like I said, they removed Wesley's match with Ali off of the table completely, so it's no longer up there. Ugh, I feel so bad for Wes because he deserves so much better. But you also gonna have fuck ass Cora going up against Dana at NXT tomorrow, and then you're gonna have a 6-man tag between the Dyad and Joe Gacy going up against Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes, and Ilya Dragunov. And like I said, the Vampire Twins is gonna be opening up the show tomorrow, and then of course you're gonna have Gable Steveson. I didn't know his eyes were hazel brown like that. That's pretty. Well, actually, they're like a reddish brown. Huh. Anyway, Gable Steveson is going to be going up there and basically telling everybody what he's going to be doing for the next couple of weeks. Okay. Anyways, I mean, it is SummerSlam. Anything can happen. I hope that as soon as Becky is finished with Trish, she can join the fray with Seth, Sammy, and KO against the Judgment Day. I mean, sure, but I don't think she's going to be the next one in line. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. And at this point, I'm tired of trying to figure it out. My brain hurt. It really does. The Great American Bash is Sunday, July 30th. That is this Sunday coming up. And the matches that are scheduled are only 2. There are no more matches scheduled for the Great American Bash, which is very odd to me. But I imagine all of that's going to be settled this coming Tuesday, seeing as how their pay-per-view is Sunday, okay? Which is odd because by now they would have all the matches already set and ready to go. But they have not officially announced everything. But we know for sure that Carmelo Hayes is defending his championship against Ilya Dragunov. We also know for sure that Tiffany Stratton will be defending her title against Thea Hale for the second time again, due to the fact the first time she did tap against Thea, but the referee was distracted. With all that being said, there was a North American Championship match scheduled with Mustafa Ali and Wesley, but that has now since been changed due to Wesley losing his championship to Dominic Mysterio. Now, I think that they're going to change this into a triple threat, and that is the reason why they pulled this down, obviously, other than him losing his title to Dominic. I mean, that changed the whole regime of everything. Now, there are a few matches that I believe will be booked for Great American Bash as well. There should be a card coming up, or infographic coming up, for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Gallus is scheduled to take on Tony Stacks and Tony D and Stacks. They're supposed to take them on, which I believe they will beat them. And then there should be another match that's scheduled, which would probably be with the Heritage Cup. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but I would imagine that it would. But we saw a lot of shit happening in NXT. Last week, I missed the part where I talked about Nico and Lucian, I believe their names are, where they were wrestling, or supposed to be wrestling, Reggie or Scripps and Axiom. And ultimately, Scripps ended up turning on Axiom and taking him out and walking out with Lucian and Nico. Now, I don't like that because this seems very performative to me. I never would suspect that Reggie is any type of thug of any kind, given what I've seen this man do and where he come from. Ain't no fucking way. So for him to have this type of persona to lead these two, they don't need him. To be honest, they're good enough on their own to handle their business on their own. They don't need them. So I'm very confused by why he's being put with them in the first place. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Also, Blair Davenport and Roxanne Perez's match is scheduled for Great American Bash. They just have not put the graphic up for it yet, but they're supposed to have a match at Great American Bash as well. And Roxanne seems to be very rattled by Blair Davenport. She keeps threatening to take out this girl and take her career from her, and Roxanne is tired. We might see a darker side of Roxanne, so I'm curious as to how that's going to play out. But it's a lot going on in NXT that a lot of people are not paying attention to, and I really think that you should, because NXT is a fun time. Okay, with all that being said, going into the next set of pay-per-views that we have going after SummerSlam and Great American Bash. Okay, where are we? Oh, here we go. Payback will be on September 2nd. Like I always say, it's literally a month after SummerSlam. Fastlane is shortly after that. And then that is on October 7th, a Saturday, and it's going to be in Indianapolis. And then Survivor Series will be on November 25th in Chicago, Illinois. And this is going to be able, if you go, you can get a joint ticket where you can go to SmackDown that Friday in Chicago, as well as Survivor Series that Friday in Chicago. And then finally, the next couple of pay-per-views that have been set, which Royal Rumble, the spot for Royal Rumble hasn't been chosen yet, but WrestleMania is set for Philly. So WrestleMania is set and ready to roll, and we'll see how that all plays out as well. So you got pay-per-views coming out the ass. Royal Rumble is set. Royal Rumble will be set and Elimination Chamber will be set. Those are usually the two pay-per-views before WrestleMania that's ready to roll. And then, of course, there'll be some NXT pay-per-views, Halloween Havoc, Vengeance Day, and, of course, they'll have another NXT pay-per-view with the Iron Survivor Challenge happening in the last month. It's usually in December, which is one of the coolest matches that they have, and I'm really looking forward to it. So we got all of that and so much more happening in wrestling. And of course, I'm going to be covering Impact, which I should have. I'm going to watch this week so you guys can know what happened on Impact, and we'll talk about it on Friday. So let me tell y'all the match card for Impact Wrestling this Thursday. I know that, yeah, Emergence is the next big pay-per-view. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, let me turn this down. All right. So Impact has Nick Aldis, and Eric Young battling it out this week. The Time Splitters seek revenge on Moose and Brian Myers. This is all this week. Trinity and Danny Luna will go up against the Coven this week. And Giselle Shaw will go one-on-one with Masha Slamovich this week. Johnny Swinger will go up against Zicky Dice, and the loser will leave Impact match. Those are all the matches that are scheduled for Impact Wrestling. And of course, we're probably going to have some more stuff with, a couple people. I got a pee, so I'm trying to end it. So I will see you guys tomorrow after NXT. We'll go over NXT, and I will thoroughly go over Impact's match card for Thursday. Okay? Y'all have a good night. I got to go. Bye.